And welcome, sports fans, to today's roundtable. Glad you joined us. We're coming to the end of the fall sports season. We've got just a couple weeks left. We got some games taking place today, which we'll get to in just a few moments. But basketball season's right around the corner, and they even had a few jamborees last night. And it's the first time we've ever come across jamborees for high school basketball, but a couple took place last night, and we'll talk just briefly about those. Not a whole lot to talk about, but basically just a scrimmage. But high school basketball will be getting underway next weekend. We're going to talk about some opening tournaments and shootouts getting underway starting next weekend and the following week. So we'll be transitioning into the winter sports and high school basketball here in just another week. So we'll be looking forward to that. And high school basketball once again upon us here in southeast Missouri. And be sure to remember, next week we're going to have our basketball preview for both boys and girls basketball, and we do this each year right over Thanksgiving weekend, the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and we have a pretty long show. It runs about an hour to hour and a half, and we get some guys in here to talk about both boys and girls basketball in the area, talk about the teams coming back from last year and teams that are maybe going to make a run this year that we would typically not think of, and we'll talk with a handful of coaches from the area as well. So it's a really good preview to high school basketball in the area. We try to cover about anything there is to cover. That's why we extend it to about an hour and a half show. So be sure to tune in for that next week here on the Roundtable. We'll be talking about high school basketball, our official basketball preview on next week's Roundtable. So be sure to look forward to that. Get your opening scoop of high school basketball in the area. We'll have it all for you on next week's Roundtable. And also, we don't quite have our basketball schedule done yet. We've had some scheduling issues. We're not quite sure if there's some games that are incorrect on some schedules, so we're trying to get that all taken care of before we publish our list, our schedule, and our schedule should be done by early next week, and we should have that ready to go for the high school basketball season. So look forward to that coming up earlier this week. We'll be doing around probably around 60 basketball games or so. A lot of basketball we'll be doing this year. And, of course, all 26 games of the Bloomfield Christmas Tournament coming up starting the day after Christmas. So always a big deal to look forward to, that Bloomfield Christmas Tournament. All 26 games live here on YHC and online, cmosportzone.com. And we're going to take a break and come back with those high school football games taking place today. We got a few local teams participating in the state semifinal round, and we're going to talk about those coming up.
Welcome to NFL Total Access,
the show that takes you inside the locker room and down on the field. With inside access to all 32 teams all year long. NFL Total Access, Monday through Saturday, only on NFL Network.
NFL Network, where football season never ends.
I chose Three Rivers College. Caring staff made it easy to enroll. I'm receiving affordable, quality college classes. Day, evening, and online classes let me work college into my schedule.
With locations throughout Southeast Missouri and over 200 course offerings, including online courses, Three Rivers can help you earn a college or career technical degree.
I chose Three Rivers College. You should too.
Enroll today. Learn more at trcc.edu. Three Rivers College. Success starts here.
First Midwest Bank Gold Club offers special privileges for our friends who are age 50 or better and have combined deposits of $5,000. Members enjoy trips, cruises, seminars, and picnics along with free personalized bank services. Upcoming trips include Journey Through the Holy Land, Yellowstone in winter, Classic Ireland, and Hawaiian Paradise Cruise. Stop by any First Midwest Bank location to sign up for the Gold Club. It's absolutely free. First Midwest Bank, providing common sense financial solutions every day.
And taking a look at those football games taking place today in the state semifinal round, and starting with Class 1, it'll be Valley Catholic hosting Osceola up there in St. Genevieve later on today, and also in the other semifinal, that's Marceline and Hamilton Penny, the defending state champions who knocked off Valley Catholic in the state championship last year. So might be looking forward to a rematch next Saturday in the Edward Jones Dome in St. Louis between Valley Catholic and Hamilton Penny. And those two certainly going to be the favorites going into those games today, and I certainly think that they'll both advance to those championship games. Valley Catholic been rolling through the state tournament so far, and I think they'll move on to the championship today and set up a rematch of last year's state championship, which was an awesome contest in that Class 1 state final last year. And Valley Catholic going for that another state championship game taking place today, and certainly going to be a great state final if they meet up once again. And these Class 1 teams, just unbelievable. Small school, but they play at a big-time level. Valley Catholic up there in St. Genevieve, and it'll be fun to see if they can get back to that state championship game for next week. The semifinals taking place this afternoon, and the finals next Saturday at the Edward Jones Dome in St. Louis, the home of the St. Louis Rams. And also in Class 4, the Cape Central Tigers taking on Webb City, and also Jeff City Helias taking on Liberty North. And those semifinals taking place this afternoon. Cape Central having a magical season, making it all the way out to the semifinals this year. And they take on probably one of the two or three best teams in the state in Webb City. Webb City's only got one loss on the year, and it come from I don't know if it was an out-of-state team. I know it was one of the top teams in the region of the Midwest. I can't remember who that exactly was, but haven't had a loss in-state probably in a few years. They've won the past few state championships, and they're just the dominant team in Class 4 year in and year out, and this year is no different. And Cape Central, the good thing about it is if they can pull off this win today over there in Webb City, around the Joplin area, they can, they definitely got a shot at winning the state championship, because Webb City probably certainly the best team in Class 4 this year. So they got an opportunity, just need to take advantage of it, and we'll see how that plays out today over in Webb City out in western Missouri. So Cape Central having a magical season, and certainly a season to remember up there at Cape Central. So hopefully they'll do well over in Webb City later on today. That'll be exciting to see if a team, especially that large, we haven't had a team really that large make the state championship in quite some time. The only team I can remember really making a run in the larger schools is New Madrid County Central went to the state championship in the 2001 season. It was the 01-02 school year back in 2001. That was in Class 3, but up in Class 4, Class 5, I haven't really, I can't recall the last time we've had a team in the state championship. I know we had David Jenkins on last week, and he talked about Jackson back, I believe, maybe in the 80s, early 90s. Jackson made it to the state championship, but it's been quite some time we've had a large school participate in the state championships here in southeast Missouri. We've had some smaller schools, such as Haytide, made it to the state championship a couple of times during the early 2000s. They're in Class 1. And Chaffee won the state championship back in 83, 80s, somewhere around there. But certainly the large schools have a tough way to go. You get up against these powerhouse, Webb City out west, and even the Columbia schools, Kansas City, St. Louis schools, certainly tough to beat at that level, at the larger school level. So best of luck to those Cape Central Tigers later on this afternoon. And we're going to take a break and be back with some high school basketball getting underway this next weekend. So we're going to show you some shootouts and some tournaments getting underway starting next weekend and also through the next week and the first week of December. So we're going to come back with those games coming up.
It's the small things in life that you tend to appreciate. The quality of care at SEMO Health Network is no different. They focus on the small details with healthcare that make you feel good. so you can get back to enjoying the small things in no time. They have so many ways to take care of you with 8 locations serving rural communities in need of medical care, including dental facilities and an in-house laboratory.
You'll feel good about this. SEMO Health Network.
And now taking a look at those high school basketball games getting underway next weekend. Over Thanksgiving weekend starts out with the Riverbend Classic over in New Madrid at New Madrid County Central High School. Always a nice kickoff to the season. Our local teams playing some out-of-state teams, but actually this year we're going to have a few local teams matched up. And starting on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, on the 29th at 2 o'clock, we've got New Madrid County Central versus Cape Central. SEMO Conference matchup right there, and Cape Central, one of the top teams going to be coming into this year. Certainly will be fun to watch those two go at it to start out that Riverbend Classic. At 3:30, Scott County Central versus Covington, Tennessee. At 5 o'clock, Charleston versus West Memphis of Arkansas. 6:30, Kennett versus Liberty Tech. And on Saturday, the 2 o'clock game, Scott County Central versus Kennett. At 3:30, Liberty Tech versus New Madrid County Central. 5 o'clock, Covington, Tennessee versus Charleston. At 6:30, West Memphis, Arkansas versus Cape Central. So a lot of big games to look forward to kicking off next Friday and Saturday over at New Madrid County Central High School. And certainly the local teams we've got in there, New Madrid County Central, Cape Central, Kennett, Scott County Central, and Charleston. Some of the top teams we'll see in the area this year in high school basketball. Certainly Scott County Central at the Class 1 level, they're looking to have a dominant year once again this year. And certainly Cape Central, one of the top big schools we'll see this year, along with Charleston. And not to mention teams that are not included in that Riverbend Classic, Sykeston, going to be very good this year. Kennett might make a run this year. They've got some solid talent coming back this year, notably Cavante Mitchell, just a great all-around guard that's going to be back for the Kennett Indians this year. So a lot of great basketball to watch there at the Riverbend Classic coming up this next weekend over in New Madrid. A good chance to see some great teams, and one team to look forward to is this West Memphis team out of Arkansas. Got a huge front line. I think they're 6'11", 6'10", and 6'8" in their front line. So certainly a team to watch over there in New Madrid for that Riverbend Classic next week. I believe they had a really good team last year, had a solid team. They've done really well there in Arkansas the past few years. I think they play up in the 5A or 6A level, pretty much the largest class in Arkansas, and I think they've played in the state championship game the past few years. So they've certainly got a great team coming to the Riverbend Classic this year, and with a front line of 6'11", 6'10", just to start with those two. Certainly at the high school level, you'll be very competitive with that kind of size underneath, and that your third guy on the front line, 6'8", might be a wing player, being at 6'8". So we'll see how that all plays out. Certainly a great opportunity to watch some great basketball this coming Friday and Saturday over in New Madrid. And some other tournaments taking place following the next week. Starting Monday, December 2nd, will be the Bernie Invitational Tournament. This tournament cycles between 3 schools. I believe it's Bernie, Holcomb, and Campbell. Last year was in Campbell, this year in Bernie. And a great tournament to watch here locally, especially with the small schools. And this will get underway this coming next Monday in Bernie. And the bracket shows there Bernie versus Campbell, that 1-8 game. The 4-5 game is Risco versus Holcomb. The 3-6 game, Twin Rivers versus Piggott. Piggott, Mohawks into the tournament this year. They replace East Prairie, who's typically been in this tournament. So we'll see Piggott in the tournament this year in Bernie. Also the 2-7 game, Puxico and Bloomfield. So those are the games to look forward to starting December 2nd in that Bernie Invitational Tournament. We intend to carry the finals of this tournament. That'll be on Friday, December 6th, and just under 2 weeks away. It'll be in 2 weeks from Friday, yesterday, that we'll carry that. We intend to carry that tournament final there in Bernie. And it will be live here on YHC TV Channel 21 as well as SemoSportZone.com. It should be live from Bernie. So look forward to that. Always a big tournament for the small schools in the area, and it'll certainly be a good one to watch. So I'll be looking forward to that Bernie Invitational Tournament starting Monday, December 2nd, and finishing up that Friday, December 6th. So look forward to that week as well. And a big girls tournament getting underway that week as well, the Girls Farmington Invitational Tournament. And always a big girls tournament up there in Farmington each year. Some great talent at the high school level for the girls. And Dexter Bearcats, the number 1 seed this year. And they'll take on Roosevelt, the 8th seed. And also the 4-5 game is Farmington versus Jackson. The 3-6 game, Notre Dame out of Cape, taking on Notre Dame out of St. Louis for that 3-6 game. And the 2-7 game, Miller Career Academy taking on DeSoto. So the Dexter Lady Bearcats had a great season last year, coming away with 4th in the state in Class 4, and they returned all but 1 starter from last year's team. Got a very senior-laden group this year. I think they go about 5 or 6 seniors for this year, if I'm not mistaken. But a very solid group coming back this year and looking to get back to the Final Four, and they've really got a schedule in front of them here early on. They play some very tough competition. And that Farmington tournament certainly is the start of it. Miller Career Academy, they've won the past few tournaments there in Farmington. Dexter looking to finally get over that hump and winning that Farmington Girls Invitational Tournament this year. So it'll certainly be fun to track the Dexter Lady Bearcats through that Farmington tournament. Should be a good one. And also we'll be talking about the Lady Bearcats basketball team next week here on the Roundtable with our full basketball preview for both boys and girls. We'll certainly have a nice scoop on the Lady Bearcats coming in to this next season. It'll be fun to watch. The Lady Bearcats once again this year. We'll cover about, I think it's 3 to 4 games, 3 for sure, potentially 4 regular season games of the Lady Bearcats this year. They're certainly the top team when it comes to the girls basketball here in Southeast Missouri. They've been dominant and certainly should be very good on the basketball floor once again this year. And those are the games to look forward to lead off high school basketball in the area. The Riverbend Classic next Friday and Saturday after Thanksgiving, and then the following week the Bernie Invitational Tournament for the boys and the Farmington Girls Invitational for the girls up in Farmington. Also, there's the Oran Invitational. There's a 8-team tournament up there. Oran, Scott County Central, I believe it's Bell City, and some other schools. Pretty good tournament up there. Scott County Central has pretty much owned that tournament for the better part of the decade, it seems like, going back. So certainly probably be theirs to lose once again this year. There's certainly a tough team coming back, which we'll leave the basketball preview to next week, which we'll have a full show for you next week on our basketball preview on next week's Roundtable. Certainly always a good watch, get an inside scoop. We talked to some local coaches, talked about their teams coming back this year, a handful of coaches, so look forward to that next week here on the Roundtable. And just speak briefly about the Jamboree that took place. The only one that I know of that took place last night was at Clarkton. It included Clarkton, Bernie, New Matter County Central, and Kennett, and I had a chance to talk with Tommy Jacobs last night about that Jamboree. He said the teams participated well, competed well, and Clarkton, one of those teams to look out for this year. Dustin Ferguson taking over that program for the first time this year, and he's very excited about his team this year. So we'll be looking forward to the Clarkton Reindeer bringing a competitive team. Also, the Risco Tigers been strong there in the Tri-County, won the Tri-County not the Tri-County, but the Class 1 District 1. They've won that district for, I think, 3 years running now, so they're looking to defend that district title once again, and we'll be looking forward to those teams coming back. And New Matter County Central and Kennett also played, and Kennett, a strong group coming back, led by, as we mentioned earlier, Cavante Mitchell and Willie Jemerson for the New Matter County Central Eagles, one of the top guards in Southeast Missouri. Only going to be a junior this year, but he's been fun to watch, especially going back to last year. So we'll be looking forward to him on the court once again this year as well. So as we mentioned in the preview, next week we'll get into it all when it comes to Southeast Missouri basketball, boys and girls. A lot to talk about next week here on the Roundtable, so be sure to tune in for that. next weekend here on the Sports Roundtable. And we're going to take a break and come back and talk about some more stuff, and we'll get into pro football and college football, those matchups taking place this weekend, and also we'll talk about SEMOSportZone.com. If you haven't checked out that site, we're going to show you what it's all about at the end of our show, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back with those coming up.
Okay, you're hooked up and ready to go?
New Wave knows you're excited about sports, so now's a great time to get connected with the Triple Play package. Crystal clear TV, high-speed internet, and telephone for only $99.99 a month for 12 months. With New Wave Communications, you've got game. In addition to unlimited calling, New Wave telephone users have a wide range of great phone features available. And now with the help of New Wave Internet, they're even easier to use thanks to our convenient online phone manager. Just log on to your MyWave portal. Now phone features like call forwarding can be set up instantly from any computer. Reliably activate or deactivate your call forwarding, and even set your home phone to ring once when a call is forwarded. Home telephone service made even better with New Wave Communications. Call today.
And now we'll take a look at some college football and pro football games taking place this weekend. We're coming down to the last few games of college football for the season. So let's take a look at some games taking place today. And first getting underway with 17th ranked Arizona State at 14th ranked UCLA in the Pac-12 for today. And 20th ranked Oklahoma at Kansas State in the Big 12. And a big game in the Big 12 today, 4th ranked Baylor at 10th ranked Oklahoma State. And Baylor having one of the top offenses in the country. I think the top offense, if I'm not mistaken, at I think 61 points per game. Just a ridiculous amount of points this year for the Baylor Bears. And a big game on the road against Oklahoma State. And back in the Pac-12, 5th ranked Oregon at Arizona. Indiana at 3rd ranked Ohio State in the Big 10. And a big SEC matchup today, 12th ranked Texas A&M at 22nd ranked LSU. And in the Big 10, 19th ranked Wisconsin at 25th ranked Minnesota. And a big matchup for the Missouri Tigers today, 8th ranked Missouri at 24th ranked Ole Miss. And our local teams, Georgia State taking on Arkansas State in Jonesboro today, and should be a good win for Arkansas State. Georgia State currently winless on the season at 0-10, and the Arkansas State Red Wolves stand at 6-4 on the year. And Southeast Missouri State's on the road at Jacksonville State, and a tough test for SEMO. Jacksonville State is 8-3, I believe, on the year. So certainly a tough test for the SEMO Redhawks for today. And that's pretty much your college football games for today. And in the NFL, we've got the Steelers at the Browns. In the AFC North, the Chargers at the Chiefs. In the AFC West, the Bears at the Rams in St. Louis, Panthers at the Dolphins, Jets at the Ravens, Colts at the Cardinals, and an interesting matchup there. Bruce Arians, the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, for the first time this year, led most of the year last year as head coach of the Colts when Chuck Pagano was diagnosed with leukemia and was out for much of the year, and they go at it once again today. So an interesting matchup there today between the Colts and the Cardinals in Arizona. Also the Titans at the Raiders. The Cowboys at the Giants, a big NFC East matchup there. The Giants, a surging team, started out 0-6 on the year. They've won 4 straight, and no team's won 5 straight after starting 0-6 in NFL history. They've got a chance to do that today up there in New York between the Cowboys and the Giants. And a big Sunday night football matchup, the Broncos at the Patriots in New England. And Patriots coming off a loss last week, a heartbreaker in Monday Night Football to the Panthers, and the Broncos coming off a big win against the Chiefs, the undefeated Chiefs. So always a big game between those two, especially with the quarterbacks, Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, 2 top quarterbacks in the league for probably the past decade. They go at it for the 14th time, in their history playing against each other. Should be a good game Sunday night on NBC. And in Monday Night Football, the 49ers at the Redskins. The Redskins certainly need a win. They've had a tough time this year. A lot of drama in that locker room, it seems like, this year with that team. And the 49ers certainly need a win to keep their hopes alive of getting home field advantage in the NFC for the playoffs. So a lot of good games to look forward to in NFL football this weekend. And we're going to take one last break. We're going to come back and talk about SEMOsportzone.com. If you haven't seen that site, you need to go and check it out. We're going to show you some features of that site, SEMOsportzone.com. So don't go away.
Welcome to NFL Total Access,
the show that takes you inside the locker room and down on the field. With inside access to all 32 teams all year long. NFL Total Access, Monday through Saturday, only on NFL Network.
NFL Network, where football season never ends.
I chose Three Rivers College. Caring staff made it easy to enroll. I'm receiving affordable, quality college classes. Day, evening, and online classes let me work college into my schedule.
With locations throughout Southeast Missouri and over 200 course offerings, including online courses, Three Rivers can help you earn a college or career technical degree.
I chose Three Rivers College. You should too.
Enroll today. Learn more at trcc.edu. Three Rivers College. Success starts here.
First Midwest Bank Gold Club offers special privileges for our friends who are age 50 or better and have combined deposits of $5,000. Members enjoy trips, cruises, seminars, and picnics along with free personalized bank services. Upcoming trips include Journey Through the Holy Land, Yellowstone in winter, Classic Ireland, and Hawaiian Paradise Cruise. Stop by any First Midwest Bank location to sign up for the Gold Club. It's absolutely free. First Midwest Bank, providing common sense financial solutions every day.
And let's take a look online at SEMOsportzone.com. And that's Southeast Missouri's online sports connection. So go to this site when you can. Take a look if you haven't already. SEMOsportzone.com. We plug all of our roundtables through this and our broadcasts. As you see there, the last few football broadcasts we've done. We keep you updated with all the local scores and even our daily Sports Zone report through the week, Monday through Fridays there, as you see there on the left. And you can see our Facebook and Twitter feed there at the bottom. And a good resource for Southeast Missouri sports fans, especially for high school athletics. Go and check out that site, SEMOsportzone.com, and even go up and click on the videos link, and you'll see the videos that we've got as well. We've got all of our roundtable episodes through the year, and our football broadcasts right there through the middle, and even our highlights of the football games on the right, and other videos that we'll be doing throughout the year. And then the blank column there is our basketball broadcast, which we haven't done any yet, but they'll soon come around once basketball season starts in a few weeks. And we've got all the games and just anything that we've done throughout the year is available there on our videos link on SEMOsportzone.com. And even when you go up to the top of that page, you'll see a link. It's hard to tell there, but right above the left column, the Sports Roundtable column there, right above that is a link to the 2012 and 2013 broadcasts that you can click on for last year. And once you click on that link, it's a page just like this, and it'll show all the games from last year, the roundtable, the football and basketball broadcasts of last year. So you can click on that and look to games from last year. We intend to keep this going throughout the years, and you can go back and watch broadcasts of games from numerous years ago once we get the games put together for years consecutively. So go check that site out. We've got a videos page. We've even got a page for each of the sports that we cover, especially high school football and basketball coming up, and even volleyball, and even our local rankings that we do here on the roundtable each week. State rankings and our local rankings, the SEMO Sports Zone rankings, are available there as well, and more coming to that site as well. We're going to try to go back and get a lot of history on Southeast Missouri sports and past teams and games that we're going to try to plug into that site as well. So a lot more coming to the site as we go on. But the site's been up for about a year now. We launched that site about a year ago at this time, and it's been a great success, a great resource for sports fans out there. So be sure to check that site out, SEMOsportzone.com, and get all the up-to-date information as well as broadcasts. Sports broadcasts is our main niche here at YHC, and we're going to do our best to bring a lot of more broadcasts to you through that site and here on Channel 21. So be sure to check out that site when you can. We got our forum that's going to be up soon. We had some issues with our current forum, so it's been down at the moment, and we'll bring back that fan forum coming probably in the next week or so there on SEMOsportzone.com. And that's pretty much all we've got for you today on today's roundtable. And we're glad you joined us, and we'll be wrapping up some fall sports here in just a week. Next week will be the end of the football season after next weekend, and next week we'll be launching high school basketball throughout the area, and we'll be getting through some games next weekend and the following week. And don't forget about next Saturday, our official basketball preview for both boys and girls basketball for this year. It'll be about an hour to hour and a half show. A lot of coaches will have conversations with, as well as our contributors coming in and talking about high school basketball coming up this year. So look forward to that on next week's roundtable. Get a lot of turkey in you. Come Thanksgiving, take a day off to recover, and then Saturday morning, be back with us for the official basketball preview on next week's roundtable. So look forward to that. Until then, I'm Tyler Wagner. Have yourself a great Thanksgiving, folks.